Welcome. This is Miss J with Engineer Robbie on BeExposedRadio.com. I'm sorry. Don't look at me like that.
Okay.
I just had a little shine right there. I wanted to fix my makeup right there. I do apologize. Hello, Shackers. Welcome and listening into Be Exposed Radio with At the Sugar Shack with Miss J, as I stated, and Engineer Robbie in the house. We are here, and it is Hump Day. We made it over the hump. Are you better today there, Rob?
I was good yesterday.
You were so. You weren't like your usual self. But that's cool. So you good. I'm talking into the mic.
There you go.
And the TV is coming up. So, we have a great show lined up.
I don't know what's going on with this.
It's blinking.
There it is.
There
cool.
it is.
Yeah, I fixed it.
It's working. So we have a great show lined up today for our listeners. Super ooper duper excited as usual.
Ooper?
Super ooper duper. You know how I love my authors when they call. We have a husband and wife author tag team today. Yes. We have doctors Rob and Janelle Alex calling in, talking and speaking on couples that are in love and in business. Getting that money right. Great topic. I can't wait. And then we have the cast of China's Miss Versatile play coming in to talk about that in the later hour. Super duper excited. Can't wait. How was your day today?
It was pretty cool. Went to work. I got a little bit frustrated with this website I'm designing.
I didn't know you designed websites.
Yeah, that's very, very, very frustrating.
That's why I stopped doing it when I was building mine. It's a lot to that. I tip my hat off to people who like building websites. Me personally, I try to do it over a weekend. It's one of them things you look at, you step away, you come back.
It's like...
Step away.
I'm kind of hungry.
Yeah.
Or you just try to do everything else.
Everything else except building the website.
Yep.
So, no.
Kind of sound like homework.
It does. Schoolwork that you know you need to get knocked out, but you want to procrastinate. So building a website is procrastination in itself. I know. Because I couldn't do it. And I hate to be one of them ones that say I can't do something, because that's building a website is very challenging. So, once again, I won't attempt that no time soon. But we would love to hear from you, Shackers. You give us a call today at 1-855-835-5857. Enter 1. Or you can text us at 443-642-9403. Let us know what's going on with you today. Have a couple of great topics today there, Mr. Rob. Do you think when you're having a date, what are the awkward moments in a date? Do you know?
Awkward moments. Let's say like if they come to my house and then I cook them food and then they look at it like, I think it's alive and I don't want to eat it. And that can be pretty awkward.
Vegetarians?
No, they just look at the food like, ew. What is this you brought before me?
Ah.
Yeah, that kind of.
Because you can't cook. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. It's like, but I made it for you. Eat it.
And they're like, no. It looks disgusting. But they don't want to hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
Is that?
That's a pretty awkward moment. Or when the check comes, that's pretty awkward.
Yeah. Always when the check comes.
Yep.
And you're trying to figure out who's going to push the check towards who.
It's just sitting there in the middle ground.
Yeah. Striking up deadless conversation.
So you guys ready for your check now?
Yeah. I would just give us a few moments.
Only 5 more minutes.
5 more minutes.
Bring some more breadsticks though.
Yeah. So, oh my God. The reason I said that because you see people who complain a lot about dating, right? And when you're going on a date, you want to put your best foot forward. So that means you want to get a new outfit, a fresh haircut, new hair, get your hair done, get your nails done, whatever you do to prep yourself. So it's amazing when people do all of this and they don't do the first rule. What do you think the first rule would be on a date?
On a date.
Mm-hmm.
The first rule.
The first rule.
Let the woman order first.
Nope.
Wait, what kind of date is it? Is it like a restaurant date?
This is like kind of like a first date.
Oh, get to know the person?
Paying attention.
Ah. Yes.
Yes. Because if you don't pay attention, what are you gaining and what are you listening to? Because they're talking and you're in la la land. Because you're thinking about what to order. Number 2. What do you think?
What do you think?
Come on in there, dog. Don't be scared.
It's not gonna be right now.
Is she coming in?
She's shy. She wants
Get out of here with that. There's no shy people in here. Alright. Controlling the conversation.
That's pretty important.
You don't want to bring up anything controversial. You want to be polite and respectable. Getting riled up over religion on the first date. Politics. You want to avoid that. Because that is definitely a Debbie Downer conversation.
I feel like religion is definitely one of those topics you want to avoid on the first date.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Don't even think about it. Number 3. Planning a date. Because you got to plan the date to sit to have the conversation by looking in each other's eyes. And when you're on the first date, you want to have at least some type of common interest. Because you don't want to be on a date and you're seeming self-confident on the date. You don't want to come to a date feeling cocky. First impressions are everything. And then you want to kiss and make up. Well, get a kiss towards the end of the date. Not kiss and make up, but you want to at least get a kiss in the date.
On the first date?
Yeah, you can get a kiss on the cheek.
So have you guys been talking for a minute, or y'all been talking for a little bit, and then it's like, hey, let's go out?
It could be a little bit, or it could have been a blind date. There's people that give Kisses on the cheeks on the blind date. First date.
Oh, a kiss on the cheek? I thought you meant like a...
No. Number 4, working out logistics. Making sure who knows who's paying for what.
Very important. So last thing you want to do is go out on a date and the girl, she get like a $40 something, and then she look at you like,
I only bought $20 with me.
I only got bus fare.
What are we gonna do? Because as we know, the rule of thumb is the person that asks the person out is the one who pays. That's the rule of thumb. You have to think about places you want to go on the dates. You don't want to say, hey, meet me at the water fountain in about an hour. Okay, so we're standing there. What are we going to do at the water fountain, sir? I don't know. I just thought we'd just stand here and we'd think about something together. It's 7 o'clock, sir, and I got to go to work in the morning.
Bad planning. Never a good thing.
Exactly. That's not planning a good date. Think about where you want to go before you call the person up to meet them at the fountain. At 6 o'clock.
6:45.
6:45 on a weekday. When they got to get up and go to work in the morning.
On a hump day.
On a hump day. Because you're looking forward to Thirsty Thursday. So you think you're pretty funny. You know, she is, he is. You think you can make people laugh. You think making a joke is good on a good date?
Oh, yeah.
But what if it's only funny to you?
See, that's why it's certain jokes that you gotta... I don't know, I think I'm a funny person. So I know what jokes are appropriate when. Most of the time I make jokes about myself.
It's always good to joke about yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you don't joke, if you can't joke about yourself, believe me, other people are joking about you. If you can't laugh at yourself,
other people will.
Other people are, and you're gonna get in your feelings because it's like, why are they laughing at me? What is the joke? Yeah, you're the joke. Shots fired. Exactly. When you're on a date,
be right back.
Should you ask questions? Yes. People like to talk about themselves a lot. So asking questions is a good way to ensure the conversation doesn't die. But you also have to make sure you're not on a job interview. Have you ever been on a date that sounded like a job interview? And the person asked you, is this a job interview I'm on? See, that's taking it just a tad bit far. So you don't want to do that. Asking about a person's family and pets and their work are great conversation starters. But once again, do not discuss politics or religion. That's a no-no on the first date. The ultimate, as I said, the kiss situation. So, if you decide you want to give an ending kiss goodnight, do you close your eyes? Do you think of a beautiful place that you are thinking about in your mind and you lean in and give this ginormous kiss? No. Don't lean in to kiss unless you are the other party. You're thinking the other party will respond. Don't do that. You have to evaluate the evening. Evaluating the evening will let you know if you want your lips touching their body. Facial. Body. Facial. Clarify.
Got it. Not the...
Yeah. I wanted to clarify that because that did sound a little crazy right there.
Thought I had to turn to sexy music for a minute.
Yeah, buddy. Here it come. So a kiss in a perfect location is great, especially if the date has ended well. Oh, okay, Robbie, that's how you feel. Then that's when you're supposed to scratch it, and then it goes to something raunchy. Something raunchy. Now, some people might get the wrong opinion on the first date. Conversation, a look, come hither type of look. The other party might really think, oh, I'm gonna get something tonight. No, sir. Don't invite them in for coffee or tea. No, they can't use your bathroom.
People really do that?
Yes.
Oh, hey, you want some coffee?
Yes.
Why coffee? Why not soda?
I don't know, because I don't drink coffee, so I would never offer coffee anyway. That's the first thing. But, no, you don't need to use the bathroom because we just left the restaurant.
Should have used it before we left.
Should have used it before we left. He might expect, or she might expect something else when you invite them up. Keep the sexy music on. So keep that mysterious thing going on, like, this could be a potential second date. But I had such a great time, Rob. Thank you so much for this beautiful date. Sure, I would like to see you again. How about next week?
So, are we doing this or not? Because we in my room and kind of got an appointment in an hour. So what's up?
Scared. Immediate stop. Immediate stop.
You go for the kiss, be like, are we doing this or not? No?
No. Alright.
Then you can get the...
You can go.
Just go.
Now, how you gonna catch an attitude? Because I don't want to give you none. That's like so high school like that. Like, I'm not doing anything to lead this on. I just came up to get some coffee that you offered.
It's two types of coffee.
It's two types of coffees.
There's coffee and then there's
Coffee. Oh boy. Don't stress about the call, the return phone call. If it was meant to be, they would have called.
Yeah.
It's not that much I'm busy in the world or I was working. Because I believe if you pick up that phone in a 8-hour day, you could have called me. Hey, just following up. Let you know I had a great time. I just like to know when we can plan our second date. Then the flip side of that is, oh, it's 3 weeks later, I see you on the street. So, and it's always the guy that's so surprised when they see the female. Not the female so surprised that she see the guy. Because one, she's already mad because she probably already gave up the booty. Maybe. And hey,
Did you have guests coming in today?
she does.
Oh, okay. 'Cause I think they have.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know. That says 6:10.
All right. So.
Okay. I knew nothing about this early, but okay. So, don't stress about the phone call, because like I said, you'll see them and they'll see you, and because they didn't call you back, it's, oh, hey, want to give you a big bear hug and want to squeeze you tight. It's 3 weeks later. I was just thinking about you. I'ma call you. No, you're not. When do you think you want to go out? Never. But why? What did I do?
What didn't you do?
What didn't you do? So my number is still the same, but you don't have to worry about calling me, because 3 weeks ago it was still the same and you couldn't return a call after you said you was. No, I don't want to hear that you were at work and your puppy died and your car broke down and all the rest of that stuff. Exactly. So, the foolishness. Don't stress about the phone calls. The first dates are always going to be strange anyway, because one, you're filled with anxiety of the first date. The second date, if you're planning it, it could be a little worse, but hopefully you'll get a new friendship out of it. We have our guest calling in shortly. And oh, did I miss something? Okay.
No, nothing.
Okay. I wanted to discuss the good and the bad in dating a younger man.
I can't date older or a woman that's older than me. Can't do it.
But do you think there is a good and bad side of dating someone older?
Yeah. There's a good and bad side to everything.
There's always a good and bad side to something. But the good and the bad. The good thing is they'll keep you young. The bad thing is they are too young. The good thing is you actually enjoy their company. The bad thing is your kids don't like them. The good thing is they look like eye candy and arm candy. The bad thing is you're wrinkling up. Because some people like them real young. Real young. Really young. I don't think I could ever talk to anyone that was my son and my daughter's age. I think that's just a little too young. Like, I couldn't talk to someone 21, 22 years old. Even though some people do. But then they get wrapped up in that drama. It's a lot of drama to dating a younger person. You got competition. So why do you want to compete with the young girls for this young man? You think that's a lot of pressure to try to make yourself or feel young?
No, not really, because I'm like, I guess it all depends on the type of person that person is that you're trying to get with. Because I can't really talk to young girls. I mean, I'm young myself, but I can't really talk to young girls because they're too immature. They play too many little girl high school games. So yeah.
That's the thing. Playing the games. The games that you already played
20 years ago.
20-something years ago. So now you have this little young tenderoni who wants to play the games that you didn't play and you didn't master, and now you're schooling your own kids on what not to do, what to do. So now you're trying to teach your kids the good and the bad, and in your relationship you have the good and the bad. That's no good. But the stamina, the energy level, I'm pretty sure.
Your mic.
The sex, I'm sure is great. Pretty sure. But there's no structure. You gotta have some type of structure. If you are in the bed by a certain time, and your spouse that's around your age is in the bed at the same time, but then you got your younger person who is just getting in at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, that's not going to work. But we're going to take a break. This is Miss J.
And Engineer Robbie.
On BigExposedRadio.com at the Sugar Shack, and we'll be back.
Free stuff for you just for listening to this station. Yo, we got your attention? Here's how it works. You click on the Radio Loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for cool stuff in the Radio Loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple. Free stuff just for doing what you already do. Radio Loyalty. Click the banner to join now.
Hey, this is your girl, Miss J.
And Miss Versatile.
We are the host of
At the Sugar Shack, Monday through Friday from 5 to 7 p.m., where we provide a platform for adult conversations for real women,
real men, and real questions on BeExposedRadio.com.
From north, east, south, and west, you're listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
We're rewarding you for something you already do, listening to us. It's Radio Loyalty, and it's an easy way for you to get free stuff. All you do is sign up. Go ahead and click the banner now. You'll earn points as you listen. Points you can trade in for great products and services in the Radio Loyalty store. You can earn even more points when you share your favorite station with friends on Facebook and Twitter. Radio Loyalty. It's free to sign up, so click the banner to join now.
Anyway, okay, so it's still advice hour. Dear Wendy, I'm a 32-year-old man, and I've been married to my wife for 7 years. I've known her for 10 years, and we have no children because she can't have any, and she doesn't want to adopt any kids either. She doesn't want to get those shots to try to get her pregnant, and when we first met, she said that she adored children, but since she can't get pregnant on her own, she doesn't want to do anything to help her or even adopt children. Well, Wendy, after arguing with her about this, I decided that I wanted kids, and I went and I got my ex-girlfriend. You know what? You're an effing idiot. Let me just say that ahead of time. I went and got my ex-girlfriend pregnant. She's 2 months pregnant. I love the fact that she's having my baby. My ex and I were always close, and we broke up because our lives two different directions. I don't want to hear it. I could give a rat's ass. Wendy, I love my wife. No, you don't. But now with my baby on the way, I don't see how we could stay together. You're damn right. So what's your final question to me? Wendy, my question to you is, do you think I'm right or for going out and getting another woman pregnant due to the fact that I think that you're an effing idiot, Sonny. I think that your wife was perfectly honest with you 10 years ago when you all met, and 7 years ago, certainly before you got married. She told you she can't have kids. She told you she doesn't want to adopt, and she told you that she wouldn't try to have kids via any scientific methods. She was perfectly honest with you, you creep, and you married her any effing way. Then you get back with this tramp ex-girlfriend of yours and you make a child? Divorce! And whatever shillings you have lying around, I would take all of them so nothing is left for you and your bastard child with your ex-tramp. She was honest with you, and you're an idiot. Ladies, I'm telling you, men change their mind way worse than we ever could. And on something like this is just ruining so many people's lives. Oh, I know what he did. Oh, baby, I love you so much. Because this is 10 years ago and then 7 years ago when they got married. You know how men are. I love you so much. We can make money and spoil each other. You know, men don't mean that crap when they're 26 or 27. When they get to be a certain age, I don't know how old he is. He's 32. Perfect age. Right about this time, you're seeing your friends have their own kids, and you're feeling like, damn, I'm not shooting blanks. I would like to have children. It was cute. 7 years, right? When we were 25 and we first got married, and all I wanted was new Game Boy systems and new DVDs, and all she wanted was the latest microwave, glue-in, Gucci and Poochie. But now we're in our 30s, man. We're looking at the front door. Shout out to, that group. I'm looking at the front door. You know what I'm saying? Main source. You know, we're looking at the front door of Oldham at 32. You're not there. You're not even there at 40. But you certainly can see clearly now the haze is gone. You know what you do in your 20s. You know what I mean? I think that your behavior is typical of what men do. And I thank God she was honest with you. I would rape you for all your money. Damn you. Have a rotten weekend. All right, listen to this. You know what? I can admit when I'm wrong. And here, I am clearly wrong. Franny, somewhere along, you're supposed to be making a note. Here, I'm clearly wrong. The last segment of Advice Hour, that man, well, he faxed me back. His name is Sonny. He said, first of all, his fax was preluded by a bunch of faxes that said, read this dumb bitch, read this dumb ass, read this dumb bitch, read this dumb ass, read this dumb bitch, read this dumb ass. And then I finally get to the
Jacqueline.
fax.
Yes, Mom? I wanted to talk to you about something, and... Oh, wait. Hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So, anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs!
Hey, guys, check out my new video game. Pew, pew.
Wait.
Mom, what?
What? Hold
What'd
on.
you say? Wait a second, what?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Our sources say Paris, who currently receiving psychological help from UCLA Medical Center, has indeed felt bullied, but not by her schoolmates. Then who? And who?
Catherine, Joe. They tried it. Auntie Janet, Latoya, Reedy, Tito, Janae, Marlon. They was mad because she has the nose that they had to pay for. You know it's the truth. Come on, man.
The girl is gorgeous.
She's gorgeous. She's everything that they had to pay for. They had
Them
to pay
eyes
for
are mesmerizing. I can't take it.
Welcome back. This is Miss J with Engineer Robbie on BeExposedRadio.com. Yes, at the Sugar Shack. And we have our special guest on the line with us. The beautiful Miss Janelle and, Doctors Janelle and Rob Alex. How are you?
Good. We're really, really good. It is just me today. Rob he kind of got called out, so I apologize for that.
No problem.
Some extra things going on. So you just got me.
Well, once again, the beautiful doctor is in the house. Thank you for joining at the Sugar Shack for the first time. I appreciate it. We appreciate it. And I've been posting prior. I know the last time we were supposed to be on and it didn't happen. So I'm really excited that we got this rescheduled because our listeners, a lot of people as yourself and myself, are have a relationship in business, and it's real important to, one, separate the two, because you have to separate the personal and the business. So do you mind explaining who you are, what you do, and how you can help our listeners?
Well, I am, as you said, I am Dr. Janelle Alex. I am kind of coined, if you will, as the Barefoot Soul Mentor. I do a lot of business coaching and a lot of work with couples, and we blend in the spiritual piece to most of that. I work with my husband. We've been in business together 10 years, done a couple of different things together, and one of the things that we do now as a team is to work with couples. We kind of work individually and together, so we get both sides of it. But we just recently released a new book, Inspiring Couples in Business and in Love. And because, as you said, having a romantic relationship and being in business, even if you're not in business with your partner, is when you're an entrepreneur and, trying to juggle that and juggle a romantic relationship, sometimes that can just bring up a lot of stuff, and it can make things challenging. So we put this book together with 22 other couples that we interviewed to just bring a ton of, we interviewed them and just got all kinds of words of wisdom and amazing insight that we wanted to share.
So how did you yourself, how did you become an author?
How did I become an author? When did I first start? I've always written. I think the first time I was officially published, I was a teenager. So I've been out of high school 25 years, so a really long time ago. I had some poetry published or something as a teenager. My first book I actually released, I don't know what year it was, 2011 maybe, 2010. And it was very spiritually based in that sense, about collaborating with your own soul, collaborate with your soul. So I just always really like to write, and it happens to be one of those things that I happen to be really good at. It comes easily. So all the stuff that my husband writes, he always passes it off to me, so I get to edit it. I don't like editing, but I happen to be good at it, so I usually end up doing that.
That's right.
This book just came into, it just popped into my head, and it just felt very powerful that this was a message that we needed to get out, and that was why we put this one together.
Now, the title, I love the title. Whose idea was that?
Mine. It just from, like I said, I was at an event, a business event, and I had a kind of one of those moments when you have this big breakthrough, something happens, and went back to my hotel room and had called Rob, my husband, and was telling him what had happened, and I don't know, not too long after we got off the phone, it just came into my awareness. It just came into my mind, and I knew the name, and I never changed the name, so I was just like, that's it, and we reached out, and we really did. We found everybody from some of our small hometown local mom and pops. We interviewed them, as well as even some really, like Katie and Gay Hendricks, really well-known relationship coaches in the industry. Of course, if you know who Gay Hendricks is, he was on Oprah when she was still on television, I don't know how many times. So some big names that we were able to share insight from, different people, a nice range of people, as well as ourselves.
So with the book, what is the most, if you can spill to our listeners, the most important message of the book that you want to share with couples who are, once again, having a business and a personal side of their relationship?
I feel like there's probably, there's a couple of pieces that are really important, but one of them is to be best friends with your partner. So being able to be best friends with him or her, as well as best business partners and best lovers, is huge. And that particular phrasing of that actually came from one of our couples. Richard Dassner said that, and it so stood out to me because most of the couples that we interviewed, I would say 90% of them wholeheartedly agreed they are best friends because they honor each other, they trust each other, And, if somebody has a crazy idea, they're still willing to hear it out. And, and have fun. That's a big one for us. Still have fun and laugh and flirt with each other. And because you are going to butt heads at times, you're not always going to agree. So to be able to still laugh and have fun and be friends, then that just sets you up to have a lot more success, and it makes things a lot easier.
I agree. I totally agree. So, as an example of a comfort zone in your own life with the book, can you explain what it is in this book that you have taken from what you've written into your own life to share with the listeners?
The one that's going to, because I can only speak for me, obviously, the one that jumps out to me is, I'm going to be vulnerable with you, is to see your partner as your peer. Because, sometimes I don't care how long I've worked with my husband, and he and I have both been entrepreneurs since we were teenagers. So we both have different views, and even though we get along really, really well, we have an amazing relationship, we butt heads sometimes. And I'm the, how did I put that earlier? I'm the fiery one. So to really fully always respect him, and like I said, even when I think one of his ideas is absolutely crazy, to just go, wait, he's my peer, and to really look at it from that angle, even if I just think it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, because it might be the most amazing thing. And how he says things can very well resonate with people in a way that I can't, because he'll resonate with different people than I do, and at times we resonate with people together. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I totally get it. And with that, with you saying that one person is always the quirky one out of the two that has the off-the-wall ideas, like myself. I always have off-the-wall ideas. And it doesn't make sense when I'm saying it, but then he'll come around after he thinks about it and like, okay, I get it now. But why do you think so many people fail at achieving success, let alone in their relationship and in business?
Because one always has to be right, and they don't want to give in. It has to be their way or the highway. We actually do have one couple in the book that is their story, basically, that they didn't make it. They closed their business right after, and then he knew that, and he told us that, right before we were interviewing them. And I said, you know what, let's share that story, because they put their relationship first. So when it got to that point that if they didn't walk away from their business together because they hadn't figured out how to do it, or they couldn't do it together, they were going to lose the relationship. So they chose their relationship over their business. But, knowing their information and getting their, the things that they told us, that was exactly, that was the story. He was very much, he wanted to do this, and this, and she didn't agree. And they just couldn't come to terms and really make it flow as smoothly together. And and they were in a process as well, mind you, of building a new business while he was still working a full-time job, and she had been up to a point. So that makes it a lot more hours, and so it's very tiring as well. But I think that's one of the big things that Rob and I talk about is, you've got to be able to stop, and even if you never change your mind, that's okay, but at least hear from your partner's perspective. Hear what he or she has to say, and do your darndest to try to see it from their perspective, and take a step back a moment and go, okay, and and just go. It does, like I said, you may not change your mind, but at least they don't have to be wrong. They just see it differently than you do.
Exactly. Give it a chance before shutting the door completely. And and when people do that, it's usually in a long-term relationship when you pretty much know your partner and you pretty much know what your partner is thinking, but you just can't seem to, some people, they just can't seem to get past that it's not going to work. So when you have a partner who doesn't believe in the other person, let alone a business idea, do you think that's a failure waiting to happen?
Yeah, I mean, you have to have support. You have to be willing to support each other and trust in one another. And if you are in a relationship with someone that he doesn't trust you or she doesn't trust you or respect you, that's tough. My first, because Rob and I have been married, how do I do the math? Oh my gosh, it'll be 12 years in like next week? No, 2 weeks. Yeah, next week. I think it is. That's terrible. He's the romantic one. He remembers dates better than I do. I have to go, when was that? But my first marriage, I was married for 10 years, and that first time, and my first husband wasn't horribly unsupportive of my business, but I had a dance studio. I did that for 15, I owned it for 15 years, taught for 20. And, he just, there were times that he'd be like, oh, just go get a real job. Even though I was very successful and I was making a good income, that wasn't the point for him, and so he really cut it down a lot of times, and it made it, it toward our relationship. There was one area that really tore at, what we had. So you have to show respect. You have to honor each other. Again, even if you think it's just absolutely crazy, it is important to honor that and to see where your partner's creativity can actually go.
So what if one partner, it's all about the money? So the one partner has the dream, but the other partner, well, when is the money coming in? When is the money coming in?
Well, and I'm gonna bring up Richard and Diana as his wife, Daphne, again, because that was actually a part of their story as they spoke with us. And they do intimacy retreats and so forth, so they do a lot of work with couples as well. And Diana had these dreams. She had these amazing dreams of doing meditation, just all kinds of different work with couples. And her husband, she wanted him to come on board and do some things with her, but he had been a big businessman for just decades. And he said, okay, well, how are we going to monetize it? So it really took these two energies. It took the vision, and then it took the more grounded, practical side to come in and go, okay, but how do we make money doing this? So it takes those pieces, because sometimes you can have this big vision, and, especially a really creative person can often be scattered, and, they don't want to have to worry about the money, and they just want to be able to get their message out into the world. So to bring in this different practical piece, and mind you, that's one of the things that I teach, is I do a lot of work with people on their money personalities. So when they can understand each other's money their own, but then each other's money personality, they have a much better idea of how to work together to make this dream work for them. So they end up with these joint financial goals, and so they end up being able to achieve, and make both of them happy. Because, you can't, you have to have a limit to some extent. Because if you're just pouring money out or digging a deeper hole, eventually, something has to give. So you don't want the relationship to be lost. So you need to find a way to make sure that you're making an income so that it is supporting, the business is supporting itself and beyond at some juncture. And the business does take a while to make money. That's just the way it is. But,
I agree. So with you, I'm sorry, I'm trying to put this. So with you stating, okay, you can help someone, a couple, or individually, with their financing, because you have one that's probably an overspender, you have one that's too tight, and how can you balance their relationship with a financial goal of setting them on the right path?
Well, one of the things that I do that I'm certified in is actually to work with money archetypes, which is kind of a universal theme, if you will. For example, I have an archetype, my top one's nurturer. so I'm very nurturing, and so whether I give money away or, I'm one of those people that when I see the homeless guy on the street and I feel like it's a legitimate time, I'll give him my last $5 or my last whatever. And so then, but underneath of that, I have the archetype of being a maverick. So I'm very much a trailblazer and, kind of a rebel with a cause. And it just so happens that my husband's, his top archetype is the maverick. So we have those two together, and we were like, oh, okay, well, we have some similarities there. But yet, we actually both kind of have a different relationship with money. He'll spend, I want to say he'll spend a little more freely. It kind of depends on what it is. Christmas, for example, he wants to spend and buy like crazy amounts of gifts, and I'm more like, ooh, wait a minute. Let's tone that down a little.
But it's Christmas.
But it's Christmas. Yeah, I know. And that happens to be Rob's favorite. He loves to give. Which is, and I do too, especially for the kids. Oh my gosh, we spoil them when it comes to that. But, it is this piece of figuring out your relationship to money and your story with money, and then what is your partner's. And then, yes, then you can learn how they support each other, and who has strengths in a certain area. If somebody's better at budgeting, that's an evil word. Sometimes the word budget is scary or it upsets people. But, what is a way that you can do that feels good to both of you? And then whoever is stronger in that area needs to be more of the leader there. But then if somebody is more of a maverick, has more, can come up with crazier ideas, or another archetype in the money realm is even being the celebrity. So again, that one Rob and I both have in the top 3. So like this, here I am sitting here doing this interview with you. That's very much the celebrity coming out. I love to be in front of people and talk, and so does my husband. So that works great. But that comes in with marketing and who's willing to be out in front of people, because a lot of people aren't. They wouldn't be comfortable at all doing that. Mm-hmm. So it helps you understand better how you can get your word out, who needs to work with the clients or customers, and so forth, who needs to handle if you have employees, who's better at handling the employees or certain aspects of their work, and so forth. And when you know that, then you can find, like I said, those ways to support each other and balance it all out.
So being a physician and an author, do you ever get writer's block?
Oh, yeah. But for me, usually when I write, I don't think it comes from me. It comes from whatever your personal belief is, but it's beyond me. It just comes through me. I think it's just given to me, and I put it on the paper. So in that sense, when I say I write, it comes really easily. I write really well. I don't really feel like that's me. In a sense, I don't feel like taking credit for it. But if I have something where I'm just like, oh, this isn't flowing, I can't do it, then I just walk away. I won't do it that day or whatever. I'll just, I will just go into a nice space and just get quiet and settle and get grounded, and then allow whatever comes in to come in and just let it flow, and then start to work with it. Because I'm not, well, I shouldn't say that. To some extent, I'm not one that will correct as I type. I just go with it. I say that, but I'm kind of one of those. I'm one of those girls with the grammar police. I like to have good grammar. So unfortunately, I do correct myself. It's actually a terrible rate to bear.
So with both of you writing, how did you decide to market the book? That one just flowed. We really didn't, we both came in with different ideas, and, I put a lot from the artwork and different things together. We couldn't agree on the cover of the book, and so I actually put it out to our list, and, our email people, and, we put it out on social media, and we just took a vote. And we're both okay with changing it up in a few months or, whatever, and seeing if it changes, and just having fun with it. And in that sense, kind of playing with life and just see what happens. It
it doesn't have to always be just one way.
So, once again, being the professional side and then being an author, do you think giving books away for free is a good thing, or no, and why?
I think it's actually a great thing at times, and we did that for, Amazon allows you to do the Kindle version for like 5 days. So we did that in June, I think it was. And actually we're going to, and mind you, we were going through a really a rough spot. We scheduled the dates, and then my father-in-law ended up on life support, and actually he passed this weekend, past weekend.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was tough. It's been a really hard summer. He's all summer, so he's not suffering now. But so it was just, we were in the midst of all of that, and so we didn't get to do as much promotion as we would have liked to. Understandably, but so we're actually going to do that again, because we hit the bestsellers list on Amazon when we did that, but we're going to do it again. You have to wait a certain amount of time with Amazon's rules, but so I think it's early October. We're going to be doing it again and giving the Kindle version away for free. I don't have any problem doing that. I think it helps promote.
Well, we have to take a quick break, and I want to come back and wrap it up. This is Miss J. And Engineer Robbie, that was Miss Versatile, her mic wasn't working, with our great author, Dr. Janelle is on the line with us, and we'll be back on Big Exposed Radio at the Sugar Shack. We'll be back.
From north, east, south, and west, you're listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Next hour, however, Charlie's been sleeping with his sister's husband, so I do think that he needs to be spoken to immediately. Charlie is 28, calling from Queens. Charlie.
Yes, Wendy.
I can't stand you for doing this.
You can't stand me?
No.
Hold on.
Even though it's not really his fault, it's more like the
what you were saying.
You heard me. Like, why would you? You know, the husband. He's the bigger person at fault.
Hold on, Wendy. I gotta turn the radio down. Now, what you said?
No, you be ready next time. I'm reading from Bobby Brown. All right, I was only playing with him. I want to see what he does. Charlie.
Yes.
Hi. Here's the thing. Charlie.
Yes. Auntie Wendy, how you doing?
No, Charlie, that's your sister.
And I was sleeping with him before my sister got married to him, though.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing.
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
I didn't realize, and it had a place for you to put your clothes and your shoes if you was to get naked, but it wasn't that kind of parlor.
Right. Yeah, right.
With the Chinese people with the little fingers and stuff. It wasn't that kind with the happy endings. But it was so good. I laid down on the table. He didn't even tell me that he was getting ready to turn this machine on that was going to... I fell asleep. It was like 3 minutes in, I was gone. And it was only for 10 minutes.
Wow.
But I was gone 3 minutes. I was like, and it massaged, not only did it do the part where I was injured, but it did all the way up to the top of my skull, like right there in the middle. That's why I was gone. It was like giving me the neck treatment. It was like a passion mark. But, you know, it was really good. It felt wonderful. It was wonderful.
Passion marks hurt.
I know, it was hurt so good.
You be trying to enjoy it, like,
stop the blood. Am I bleeding?
Oh. Yeah. Oh. That's enough.
Keep going. It was one of those. It was really, really fun, though. I enjoyed it so much. I mean it. I can't wait till tomorrow. Tomorrow I just might get naked without them asking me. Why are you naked?
Kill the visual! Kill the visual!
Like this. Like, I am ready. Get your baby. Thank you. I'm going to have a baby.
You are now listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Welcome back. This is Miss Joyce.
And Miss Versatile.
And Engineer Robbie in the background. And we still have our beautiful guest, Dr. Alex, on the line. Thank you so much. So we wanted to wrap it up. And, of course, to bring you back, extend the offer for you and your husband, Dr. Rob, to come again on the Sugar Shack anytime that you want. How will our listeners be able to locate you and find you and buy your books? Because, of course, we're going to be posting it for you.
Go to inbusinessandinlove.com, and you can find out where to get the book and lots of other great stuff that we have on the site for you there.
Oh, thank you so much. This was a great interview. Thank you so much, and my condolences to your family. I know we spoke about it before, but my condolences since I didn't know until today what had happened. So, and
thank
you will be
We
in my
appreciate
prayers. Oh, you're welcome. So, ladies and gentlemen, the beautiful Dr. Janelle Alex on the line. Yay! Thank you again for coming through.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And so I'll follow up on with you.
Okay, wonderful.
All right. You have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. Great interview.
I'm sorry I missed it. I had a lot of traffic on my way in.
They'll be back.
Awesome.
They'll be back.
So tell me a little bit about what was going on before we get our next guest in.
Well, their book is basically, they're doctors, and they wrote a book about being in love, being business partners, basically, and having a business. So you have your personal side and your business side.
Oh.
And
you're seeing that a lot nowadays.
That's what I was saying. Yes. And then, of course, I spoke on, well, what about the person who doesn't believe in the other person? So there was some great feedback on that. So they will be back, of course. I love our guests when they come on because they always want to come back on. So
we really have some great guests.
We do.
And we have some really great guests that's coming up. We have Miss Joyce Walls and Nate Kauser, and they are, well, Miss Walls is the playwright of The Soul Man Soul, which is a play that's going to be presented through the Baltimore Playwrights Festival. And our dynamic director, Nate Kauser, they're going to be coming on in just a moment to talk to us about The Soul Man Soul, the production, the actors, everything that's going on. So I'm really excited. And I'm a part of this production.
Yay!
And we open on Friday, August 1st at 8 p.m. at the LeCirque Hall at College Notre Dame of Maryland University.
Congratulations.
Thank you again.
Super oopa duper excited. Super oopa duper.
Yes. Robbie, I'm going to go ahead and give you Miss Joyce's number so you can give her a call. Okay.
Yes. So, I cannot wait for Miss Versatile Play. She's such a great actress that she is. I'm so proud of her. And I know we're going to talk about later how, and of course I'll roll into tomorrow, with coping with a partner who exhibits passive-aggressive behavior. Yes, so we will be diving into that topic shortly. Did you hear that topic? Coping with a partner who exhibits passive-aggressive behavior.
A lot of Caucasian folks say that African Americans are passive aggressive. I know we're talking in relationship wise, but I think I could be like that in a relationship.
Well, people with passive aggressive behavior can be a trial and routine in life. A coworker who avoids responsibilities or a neighbor who ignores common requirements of civil existence can be a painful individual to deal with. However, having such a person as a partner can drive one crazy because of the latter's difficulties with communicating and resolving issues in a healthy manner. Worst of all, living with a passive-aggressive behavior could suck you into a pattern where you and your partner avoid problems rather than dealing with them. In all these ways, if you find yourself constantly exasperated by passive-aggressive behavior in a loved one, you have to read the following tips. Know what and who you are dealing with. That's the key.
Mm-hmm.
Passive-aggressive behavior in a person stems from an inability to express anger in a healthy way. A person may have been taught in childhood never to express anger or resentment, as a result of which now feelings may be so repressed that they don't even realize the truth of what they are feeling. Such people feign forgetfulness and take recourse to ambiguity, avoidance, procrastination, and victimization to process the resentment they are really feeling. On the outside, instead of an open anger, they would make use of the blame game to hurt a partner, fear of intimacy, a dread of dependency, or other traits that make it extremely difficult to have a long, loving, open, and trustful relationship with someone prone to passive-aggressive behavior. We all know someone. Stop blaming yourself with someone that has passive-aggressive disorder, because that's a disorder.
It's so funny you said something about a neighbor, because I sent my neighbor a text today, and I had to ask my cousin, was that rude? Because her grass man came and cut her grass, and he left all of the grass all over my steps and my front porch. And I said to her, actually last night, I said something to her nephew, and today, and he said, oh, well, I'll let him know because he's going to come back. Well, I came home from work really briefly, and it was still there. And so I sent a nice text. It was not nasty, but sometimes you can't determine how it's speak. Yes, exactly. So I didn't have an attitude. I was upset, but I sent it really nicely because when my grass man comes and cuts my grass, he cleans up after himself. He never leaves anything. So I just want the same respect. So.
And that's part of it, communication of your concerns. Unfortunately, you can ignore passive-aggressive only so much, and he or she is your partner. You need to engage with him or her sometime or other. The only way eventually to cope with such frustrating behavior is to use strategies of effective communication, like you did, so you can't get mad. The passive-aggressive withholds information about how he or she feels. Their ego is fragile and can't take the slightest criticism. And yet, despite all these issues, having a conversation is the only way to resolve a problem in the relationship. Be direct with your partner about how you're feeling. Stay focused when you bring up behavior which has hurt you, and explain how you would like your partner to communicate with you. Don't get sucked into the endless circle of accusations and counter accusations or attack on his or her character.
Robbie, do you want to call Ms. Walls and I'll have our guests come in, our other guests come in?
Gotcha.
And on that note, while we're waiting for the phone call to happen, Shackers, super excited. I hope everyone is having such a great week, because it is hump day going into Thirsty Thursday. And we have a special guest. We have actually two special guests coming in tomorrow.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you? This is Miss J.
And Miss Versatile.
Oh, hi, how are you?
How are you doing?
Well, thank you, girlie.
Well, welcome aboard. This is Miss J, and welcome aboard to the Exposed Radio on At the Sugar Shack. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good.
Oh, you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome. Well, we are super excited to have you on the line with us. Can't wait for the play to open on Friday.
Yeah, and we're very excited about it. We're really excited about it.
So we have on the line Miss Joyce Walls, who is the playwright of The Soul Man's Soul, and we have in studio Nate Kauser, who is the director. Welcome aboard, Joyce and Nate.
Welcome, Nate.
Thank you for having me.
I'm still feeling that necklace that I want to take off his neck.
Well, it's for sale.
He said for sale.
Do you both actually, well, we're not here to talk about that, but we can do a sidebar, but you guys both do make jewelry, so.
Okay.
So you guys got to connect.
Make sure you're speaking to the mic.
Oh, yeah, you got to speak to the mic.
Oh, yeah, we'll be talking sideways on the mic right here, but.
So, Miss Joyce, why don't you start off and tell us about The Soul Man's Soul? And.
Oh, okay. Uh-huh. Well, Soul Man's Soul is, it's a fictional story, that's based on the life of a very prominent soul singer from the 50s. It originates or set in Chicago. And it just really kind of chronicles his life and the struggles that he had trying to cross over into the white pop venue. And it really is a story that tells you about the human condition. He had his weaknesses, and his weaknesses were women. And that is eventually what brought him down. So that's for the most part, that's the basis of the story. And it is a musical.
Oh, it's a musical also. Okay.
Yes. Don't worry, I'm not
doing it.
It is
a prominent musician. Yeah.
So, this is Miss J. So what made you decide to come up with the concept of writing this? What was the inspiration?
You know what? It's really, really fun, because what happened was I was looking at a magazine and I saw a picture of Pharrell. And Pharrell had on a shark suit with a thin tie, and it reminded me of this particular soul singer. And I oh my goodness, I'm going to write it. And so I did. You know, I did research. I read, you know, a few books. And I took some of the main issues, some of the things where I saw were prominent issues in his life, and I created a story around it. And, you know, there was This Old Man's Soul. But it all came from, you know, the total inspiration for it was one picture that I saw of Pharrell in a magazine.
So how long did it take for you to write the play?
I actually wrote the play in probably a couple of years. It probably took me a couple of years to get the story down the way I wanted to. And then, you know, I was married, mother, and all that kind of stuff. You put all of your other things on the back burner until you get things straight as far as your household is concerned. So I put it down for a couple of years and then went back to it. And so I want to say probably from the beginning to, you know, to the final show, final, you know, scenes and everything, that's probably about 3 years. And the funny thing is that I started it as a television script.
I was just about to jump in and interject and say, wasn't it? But
yeah. And so, but the movie kept going. You know, not a television script, I'm sorry, as a movie script. And so the movie kept going, meaning, you know, what I saw in my head and the words that were coming and things that were coming kept going. So I kept on going. When I got finished, I had about 274 pages. And that was a bit much for even a film script. And so I wound up writing the book. And so the book should be out as well in about 3 to 6 weeks.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So we definitely will support you with that also.
So we're going to direct our question to director Nate Kauser. So what is your role in this production? And what have you been doing? And tell us a little about your background. And sorry, Miss Joyce, we want to get to you too about your background.
Oh, sure, no problem.
No, go ahead, Nate.
I started out at Coppin State University as an urban art and production student. I was an actor, and I've gotten kind of bored with the Baltimore acting, find a gig, no gigs for the thick guys. So I started directing, and I've kind of found my niche in working with new writers or new playwrights and putting their work out for the first time, and I kind of like it. I met Miss Joyce, and she was really enthused about her work, and it's a refreshing thing to meet an artist that's that excited about their work. And when I actually read it, I loved it, and I wanted to see it put on a stage. I'm the director, and I'm helping Miss Joyce to kind of shape her work, workshop it, and help her to expand it and create it and make it for the stage.
You're doing an excellent job.
Thank you.
Yes, he is. I love you, Nate.
Love you, Miss Joyce.
So I have a question. So, as Miss Joyce being the writer, and Nate, you're being the director, what if the scenario of, okay, she wrote it, but she wasn't happy with it and didn't want to put it out, but you liked it and felt the potential to put it out? How does that work?
I would have to really convince her that I could do a really good job and make her work as good as I could, but she has the ultimate say. She owns it. It's her work.
Okay. So, Miss Joyce, is this your first, or have you written something before?
And let's stop calling her Miss Joyce, because that's me. I know. She's over there burning up, and I'm so sorry. Joyce.
Y'all made me feel a little old.
No, honey, I don't want to make you feel old.
No, because she is not. She's vibrant.
Joyce.
Yes, and I'm so
sorry. What's going on, Joyce?
Joycey.
Joycey.
Hey, Joycey.
All right, we dropped the formals now.
I've been writing for, okay, I'm a little date myself, but I've been writing for about 20 years. And I have written many different things. I have written a few sitcoms. I've also written a couple of episodes for other existing sitcoms that I had never done anything with, that I had never stepped out or, gotten an agent, so I could put the stuff out there. So essentially, I was sitting on what I consider to be good work, but doing absolutely nothing with it. So I had seen a couple of people and went to see a couple of local plays and things, and I was decided. I was like, if they can get theirs out there, I can get mine out there too. I just have to put that effort behind it and push it.
Right.
And with the fact that I had written the book to go along with this play, I was like, what, I have as good a chance as anybody else, and I need to go ahead and take those steps. And my children are grown now, and it's really about doing those things that I've always wanted to do, and this was one of those things, so... but yes, as far as the number of things that I've written several different children's books that were based on my children, as they were growing up. And I've actually got a web series that I'm working on trying to get out there. Everyone can look forward to some more work from me. The Soul Mentor is not going to stop here, certainly not. That isn't my intention. And, when the book gets out, I think I'm going to really have the opportunity to push forward and try to see what else we can do with the play and the book, and who knows, maybe one day film.
Can either one of you tell us a little bit? I know you told us the backdrop of the story, but a little bit about the characters in the play, and maybe some of the actors.
Yeah.
At least some of the actors that are in the play. Unfortunately, they weren't able to be here because we're all getting ready for our show on Friday.
Well, you're here.
I'm here. Well, I'm Natasha White, affectionately known as China, and I am in Miss Versatile on Air, and I'm playing the role of Alvita, who is the sultry tramp. Yes,
She's the stalker chick.
I am.
Thank you.
I am the sultry stalker tramp. Kind of like if you can. As our stage manager said, think of 227 Jackay and Peg Buggy.
Ooh.
Wow.
Mixed.
Yeah.
That's
so. Yeah.
Oh, that's a combination.
That is definitely a combination.
But as far as I can speak on the actors. Baltimore has a bad reputation for not being prepared and not being on it. But we have some awesome actors that are about their work, that want to be here, that sacrifice, that work for free. That are
say it again.
That work for free, and they should be being paid. They should be much farther than they are. But Baltimore has a bad reputation for artists having given circumstances, meaning they got babies and they got jobs and they got responsibilities. But at the end of the day, our actors are they're struggling. So you have to balance. And Baltimore is a non-traditional city in the arts that we all do have given circumstances. We're not living off our parents, they're not paying for us to, right, they're not paying for us. We don't have these big endowments that we're living off of. Mm-hmm. So I really put my hats off to the actors that we have. They've really been working hard and just doing their best. We have some really good, talented Baltimore actors. We have some from Morgan, a couple from Coppin, and across the board. They've been in plenty of shows. I don't want to name all of them. I'm sorry, but they are awesome Baltimore actors. Come see them.
And that's the thing when you were talking about Baltimore, and it's so sad that so many people say the same thing about Baltimore. That why do you think that is? Why do you think Baltimore is such a hard sell for people?
I mean, part of it is us. We are who we are. Sometimes we choose our life, the things we want over the things we need. We're late to rehearsal. We're late on our own dreams. So part of it is us. A lot of it is a perception that people get based on the things that we actually do, and they blow it out of proportion. But Baltimore is often a launching pad for so many people. Being here in the radio station, most of our local radio hosts, they start here and then they move somewhere else, which is sad because we lose a lot of our good talent. But I mean, we have to step up if we want other people to take us seriously.
Mm-hmm. How do you think that could happen?
Learn to be professional. If you don't know what you're doing, learn it. If you don't know how to be professional, ask somebody who is professional and follow after them.
That's like asking for a handout.
It is, but sometimes you need a handout. You know,
some people don't like asking for something.
Well, some people are not going to make it.
No, we can go.
It's really important, in anything that you do, to be humble about this. Now, for me, this is my first play, but Nate's been there. Mm-hmm. And so I humbled myself to him, and so I can learn from him. He has taught me. We were just talking about this not too long ago, how much he has taught me, even about things such, as small as words to say, words that go together, that roll easily off the tongue for someone to be able to say that, in their lines. So it's all a learning process. So if you humble yourself and put yourself in the place to be able to learn, you can learn. So, and that's for whatever, for whatever you may, go after. You put yourself, humble yourself, you don't know everything, let's learn a little something, put yourself in that mode and you will.
And that's how we will grow as artists in this city, not being afraid to learn something. Because she could have just came in and said, this is my play, this is how I want it. But she was able to open her mind up and let not only myself, but the actual actors come in and put their own stink on it and make it their own. So that's one thing. You need to be humble. So I'll piggyback on that.
And so we were talking earlier about couples in business. So to be able to grow a business in Baltimore, and we're getting ready to wrap it up and we're going to take a break, but to be able to grow a business in Baltimore, what do you think is the key factor?
To succeed.
To succeed.
Learn. I mean, sometimes we just want to jump out there and say, well, if this person could do it, I can do it. But learn what you're doing. If you don't know how to count to 10, then go take some math classes so you can count your money.
And on that note, we're getting ready to take a break because this is Miss J, and we're going to continue this conversation.
This is Miss Versatile. You're live on BeExposedRadio.com and at the Sugar Shack.
And we'll be back.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is. Because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Check out what you missed on the Lady O Show.
To our nutritional program. Our producer is
and
here.
You got a phone call coming in right now.
Okay, great.
Say hello.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
That's Sharon.
Sharon, hi Sharon. How you doing tonight?
This is not a Sharon. Who's that?
Oh.
She's going to be anonymous. I hate it.
Oh, you're supposed to be anonymous. Okay, I understand.
That's okay. I was really going to play it, but I was like, she probably figured out who you are, Sharon, so just stop.
Oh.
Hi! How was your first show?
It's great.
Am I live?
I'm excited.
Am I live?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? So how's your first show?
So far, great. I'm excited and just nervous, but we're gonna rock it out. He's making me feel. My producer is making me feel comfortable. So I'm here with him. I'm in his capable hands.
Yeah, he'll loosen up in a couple of weeks. So I'm warning you, it gets real.
It gets, oh God, so I'm almost nervous now.
Stay prayed up, man. Stay prayed up.
So I'm going to have to stay prayed up. I'm going to have to go to the altar on a daily basis.
Maybe you can take Marty with me.
And I need to put him on the altar.
Oh, you know I'm not going.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to take him to church with me. I'm going to get dump some oil on his head.
Well, I just wanted to call because I'm on my way home. I just left my office, and I just wanted to call and wish you congratulatory on your first show.
Thank you so much, Sharon. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Okay, it's hot, y'all, so I'm hanging up.
Bye.
Have a good evening. Bye.
Love you too.
Bye.
Thanks a lot for calling in.
And that is Sharon from the Let's Talk show that comes on every Wednesday at 8 p.m.
Great. Awesome. So that was great. She checked in on my first show. I feel honored.
So check out the Lady O show each and every Thursday right here on BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the station with all the hits in the Talk Lately show weeknights at 7 p.m.
And I have a Dragon Forklift
show. BeExposedRadio.com.
International, y'all.
Well, now we know why she goes to the clubs, and all I have to say is immigration. Let's get to the girl whose man took a crap in the middle of the floor.
Oh, yeah.
Dear Wendy, I'm young, vibrant, dark brown, single, 30. I'm a woman with no children. I recently began dating this guy that I dated in college 8 years ago.
Do you have troubled skin, acne? With Proactive, you can heal your acne and help prevent new breakouts. Right now, in this radio area, we're looking for just 50 people with moderate acne to demonstrate exactly how fast Proactive works. The first 50 callers who qualify can try Proactive risk-free for 60 days.
Call 800-388-7152, 800-388-7152, 800-388-7152.
So, I'm a dog, and I'm kind of new to this family, but I've noticed a trend. My humans do this thing where they go around and get all my toys and hide them in this basket, but it's always the same basket, and it's always the same place. And then they act so surprised when I find them. But I'm like, hello? That's where you put it last time. Humans are the worst at hide and go seek.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Okay. Hey, it's Miss Jerry with that.
And Miss Versatile?
And our special guests,
Joyce Walls and Nate Kauser. And they are the playwright and director of the Soul Man Souls, and is the Baltimore Playwrights Festival production that opens on August 1st at 8 p.m. at the LeCirque Hall at College of Notre Dame of Maryland. I'm sorry, Notre Dame of Maryland University. They changed the name. Yes,
congratulations.
Yes,
right.
Coming up in the world.
Somebody upset about that. So, being with the play coming out on Friday, opening up, is it anything that, Joyce, when you wrote the play, that with Nate directing it right now, is it anything that you feel as though you need to change or edit, or while they're rehearsing you see something different? Okay.
Every day.
Okay. I think I hit that right
Yeah,
on
that's
the
an
nose.
everyday process. And Nate constantly has to rein me in and say, you will cause them to have to do more work. So, yeah, there's a lot that I see that I would want to go ahead and change. But at some point you have to take your hands off of it. Anytime I look at any of the work that I do, I always see something that I can change, something that I might want to improve. That's whenever I look at it. as many times as I might. But at some point, you have to take your hands off and say, let's trust where it is. Let's trust the process. Let's trust God. Let it go. And it always, it always works out. And Nate has helped me to understand that, too, because I like to micromanage things, and he's kind of taught me how to take my hands off. Yeah. Definitely fun.
But that's the creativity part of it. Trying, you want perfection, but like you said, you have to take your hands off it. But it's hard as being the creator of something and letting it go to another person that is creative to make it bigger than what you envisioned it.
Yeah, that's often.
And
you can go ahead.
No, I was going to say, that's also the process of being a parent. At some point, you have to say, I raised my children. Yeah, I raised them. They did good, and now, you have to take your hands off
let them go.
Let God. Yep.
Let go and let God.
And working with a lot of new playwrights, that's often the feeling, because they equate their work to having a child or something that's really dearing to them, and it's really hard for them to let go. But I've been blessed to work with a lot of artists that are open to it. And I'm glad that she's there, because she needs to see the evolution of her work and see where she could improve and make it better.
So Joyce, since you have written a lot of different things, what is it next that you see after the play that you would like to see come to light?
I have a series, a sitcom series that I have written, and I was talking to a gentleman actually a couple of weeks ago about bringing that into a web series. So that's the next thing that I'm looking at, is doing that sitcom as a web series.
Okay. And so, Nate, now we're on to you. So you being the professional person that you are.
There we go.
And being the crack whipper, because I'm sure you crack the whip.
I don't. I'm nice.
In a nice way.
In a nice way. But it's in a nice way. It's harsh, but you get it. I can tell. It's harsh, but you get it. So with you being the perfectionist that you are, and having the experience to be able to direct, what is it in the next 6 months to a year? What project would you see yourself working on?
Directing and being a part of theater will always be my everyday. I don't really see myself in film and television unless it's behind the scenes. But I definitely do this. This is what I've been doing the last almost 11 years straight. But for me, I have a group called the Artist Exchange that I started on Facebook, and this was supposed to be just for my college friends from Coppin, just a way for us to keep in touch when we move away. But it's starting to grow, and it's bigger than what I thought it would be.
Congratulations.
So thank you. But we're moving on to making it more of a consulting firm for artists, connecting them to businesses and the community that they draw from. So that's my right now plan outside of doing theater, is developing that into a fully functional company.
So with that, you're saying the community. What do you think as a community we could do to do more for the arts in Baltimore?
You have to go beyond just buying a ticket. For me, I don't go and see everything anymore. My dollar has to be going towards something that's beyond just entertainment. I can laugh at myself. I can cry at myself. But I want to put my work into something or into an organization that's really, striving to make this city better. And even if it's outside the city, making their community better. I don't want to just spend my $10, $20, $30 on anything. I go to Broadway, but I only go to Broadway to see something that I really want to see. I'm not going to waste my money anymore on stuff that's just put up there. Or just put out there because somebody's stroking their ego. So for me, I want to see the city grow as the community. Just embrace, take a chance on work and artists that you have. It's a lot of people that will run and go see Tyler Perry every time he comes to the city, but their nephew or cousin or child is in a play and they won't spend $10 to go see it.
They won't do it.
I want to see the community begin to force the city to bring arts back into the schools. I teach in a lot of after-school programs, but I teach in schools that don't often have arts incorporated into the day. So arts become something extra, so the child doesn't see the importance of it. We all remember having art and music and dance and all that, and it was just a part of our day. These children don't have that unless they go to a specific school.
So with that being said, with the youth of today and what's going on with the curfews and all of this taking away the recreational part of it, what is it that you feel from, and even you, I would like for you to chime in also, Joyce, with this, from today versus 20 years ago, what do you think is different?
The concern, the importance that being stressed on children, that you have to be well-rounded, try something. A lot of children don't want to try anything outside of their comfort zone, and their comfort zone is only as far as the hottest person, that's out. So right now,
to mimic.
Right, exactly. So if Beyonce changes her wardrobe, then they'll change their wardrobe, so on and so forth. And I don't want to dumb them down because there are a lot of individualistic young people out there right now, but the most of them, they're not. So
they're falling victim to the reality. Well, falling victim to what the real reality is, and the real reality is great people in the city that they can mimic too, versus someone that they will not get in contact with,
right?
Who is miles and miles away.
It's really a shame.
Exactly.
It's really a shame because children today don't know how to dream. The dream has been some kind of way. Their reality is forced upon them, and so they lose that ability to dream about the possibility of anything else. Now, and that alone can rob you of being able to think that your life can be any more than the person that's right next to you or the reality that you have to face from day to day. That can rob them of that. And so protecting that dream, and I tried to really protect that with my kids, I know, in raising my children. And one of my boys has autism. And so what I was told at the time was that I had to be prepared to be able to create the things that he needed for himself. And so in that, learning what I could learn about his situation, learning about everything around him, helped me to be able to do exactly that, and that is to create things for him so that he would have an experience of, in life that was not the same, but, as much as his could be. You know what I mean?
So with the Baltimore School of the Arts and the colleges that are in the DMV area, so do you think D.C. and Virginia has the support of their fellow entrepreneurs who've made it out versus Baltimore people who made it out and they don't give back? What do you think the disconnect is?
For me, I think it's the difference between, I'll say no, first of all, because Baltimore has become this launching pad where I get all I can get and I get out. Or I get stuck here and I get bitter and I begin to tear the city down from within. Because people, on both sides of it, no. And I think it could get better because we have a small group of people who are here that could be other places. You guys could be at a radio station somewhere far off making much more than you are right here in this room. But it takes people that's willing to sacrifice and not even sacrifice. You can still make the same amount of money here or have the same level of success here, but people don't see Baltimore as that. I can get what I can get from here and I'm going to move on. So I really don't think we have the support here other than, unlike other cities that support themselves and they move on, but they begin to really support you know, where they came from.
I do. I know D.C. and Virginia, they definitely represent where they're from. And it's so sad that there's so many great people that come out of Baltimore, Maryland, or in the area of Maryland, and you don't really see the support. And it's like, why, you know, that old saying of you're from Baltimore, but, and it's so sad that you can put all that on Facebook, you know you're from Baltimore. Okay, so you're chiming in, you know you're from Baltimore, but what are you doing in the community of Baltimore? Why aren't you supporting the arts? Why aren't you rallying around the youth of Baltimore, and there are no recreations, and there are no after-school programs? Where are all these people? You have time to post 50 questions on Facebook and Twitter. I know I'm from Baltimore, and it's like all day, all week. But where are you during the day? Where, of course, you're working, but where are you supporting the representatives to push for something for the kids, to push for the arts, to push for these things? Where are these people?
And there are some, and don't get me wrong, there are a lot of programs that are, and people that are striving to make this city better. A lot of people that I look up to that are still here, that are still maintaining and giving back to the city. A lot of people that have showed me how to do what I do, and they're still here giving and giving of their time. So I don't want to discredit them, but for the most part, and I've heard it from a few people, they move away and they gain a certain level of success, but then they look at the city and they want them to step up. So again, I go back to what I said first. We're not doing what we're supposed to do. You can't expect for somebody to help you if you're not helping yourself, and you're not doing the things that you need to do. You know, go to school, learn. You know, everybody don't have to go to college, but know what you're doing. You know, get a level of experience in what you're doing so people can take you seriously. So you know what you're talking about when you go into a room, and not just, well, I do what I do. And well, you have no foundation.
Exactly. What does that mean? Or looking at eye contact, having a firm handshake. The basics of when you get into the workforce, and to be able to talk to someone intelligently, because that's where it starts. You have to have an intelligent conversation to try to move forward to better yourself. You can't go in with the ebonics. That's not going to get you anywhere.
Right. And people they wanna do better, but they have to know something. That you gotta get out there and learn something. Give up your time. Nobody wanna work for free, but that's the only way you can really learn something nowadays.
To learn your craft.
Exactly. Because a lot of what I learned in college, it took me leaving school to really learn what I learned in college. You know, so you have to go beyond just picking up a book and paying tuition. Really put yourself out there and learn what you want to do. And not just, you know, have an idea and do it. Because people who want to give you their money, they want to know that you have a foundation and not just dreams.
And they want to know where their money is going.
Exactly.
That their $30 or their $20 or their $15 is well worth them leaving their house. Paying for that ticket online or coming to a box office or wherever the ticket is being sold. They want to know, do I really want to come out and spend my money? Am I going to have a great time? And surprisingly, people do not invest enough in plays. I love plays. I love to take the time and experience the effort that someone has put on stage to become someone else.
Right.
And that's the thing. That takes a great job to step out of the box and become someone else in front of hundreds of people.
What made me start really supporting local theater is probably like when I got to Coppin, probably like 10 years ago, we went to go see a play on Broadway. And I was so excited because I thought it was going to be awesome. And it was awesome. But I looked at the theater and it looked like the Hippodrome, or it looked like Center Stage, or it looked like the Coppin Theater or Morgan's Theater. It didn't look any different. It was about the same size. It just had a little bit more special effects and a little bit more money infused in it. So that made me start, you know, investing in the theater here, opposed to taking that trip once a month to Broadway or every couple months to Broadway.
Do you think that is what shies people away, that if it's not mainstream, it's not going to be any good?
It is. I mean, and I don't discredit Tyler Perry. He does what he does. I enjoy on a certain level, but it's more than that. it's just like all these urban bookstores that are opening up, and the community are infusing and giving them all that money. But it's go to Barnes and Nobles, where there are a huge selection of authors, and everything doesn't have to be there, you know. And I tell the, you know, I met one of the urban artists that are one of the urban books, and I told him, well, at some point you're going to have to expand the mind of the people that you are reaching, because that's all they want now. Mm-hmm. They want those type of stories, but infuse a little bit of something that's over here.
It's other things going on in the world.
Right.
Then, you know, I don't want to stereotype the words that's getting ready to come out my mouth, so I won't do that.
I'll close my ears.
But we all know the stereotype of the female, what she's doing to get what she has to get mentality.
Right, exactly. And you want to know more.
Yeah, you want to know more. I mean, of course, you're going to get enthralled, like, okay, you know, that's my girl. I know somebody that knows somebody that acts like that. So, of course, you're going to see the
But what about
concept.
the other girl or the other guy that's not like that? I want to hear about their story, too.
Hello?
It may not be as juicy, but it's still a story nevertheless.
Exactly. So, Miss Joyce, with... Joyce.
That is home training. That's
look, you have to pull it back. So, Joyce, with the play coming up, and I'm expecting great turnouts for everyone and much success, do you think the city of Baltimore would embrace, as I said, with me wanting to do off air what we talked about, and then with the idea of what you're talking about, do you think that's the new way of doing art?
You know, and speaking of Tyler Perry, that is very much the way of doing art today, because we see that you can have success and do things. The success is possible without going through the mainstream, and you know, for lack of a better word, the good old boys network, and trying to get your work out there. So what you really, really do, and I've learned a lot from younger people, that they think outside of the box. And so if there was one thing that Tyler Perry taught us in what he's doing and the success that he has had, and this is not talking about the subject matter for any of his work, but if you look at his work and where it came from and how it has progressed, you can see definitely that thinking outside of the box will allow you then to experience things outside of your particular area, and then be able to create things that are more far-reaching, as far as people and cultures and things are concerned. So is it the way things will happen a little bit more now? I think, yeah. I think that people are finding a way to do. I mean, I know we all did it, years ago. You always found a way to do things outside of, but it never got so big. We never saw anybody to bring it out, and it happened big for them. But yeah, I think that you put it on the paper, you get it out, you find some people to get that out there, and you get the people in the neighborhood, or in your area to embrace what you're doing. And a lot of times, I think if you come to people honestly and show where you are giving back, or that you are trying to do something good, and not only for yourself but for other people, I think people really embrace that. I really do believe it. One of the main things that I'm doing is, part of the proceeds from the sales of my book will be going toward my nonprofit for adults with autism. So I think when you show them that, and you are able to touch the emotions of the people around you, you are able to show them. My favorite preacher, T.D. Jakes, says, as long as you are in service to people, as long as you make what you do a service to the people, you will never, ever lack for people to be, involved in what you do, or approving of what you do. And it's not so much that we look for approval, but for somebody to be involved. For somebody to say, well, I think that's a good idea that you have there. So, doing it yourself, getting out there doing it, I definitely think that it's the way things are. It's the direction that everybody's going into. You can see it. You see it all the time. You see it all the time. Just like with people like Nate. He's doing it, and he's doing it his way, and he's getting it out there, and he's also giving back.
I did it my way.
So this is a great interview, and I wanted to thank Joyce for calling, what we calling Joyce, and Nate for coming in as our first guest at the Sugar Shack on Big Exposed Radio.
Yes,
Yay! Our first live guest. Yay! Super excited.
Do I get a cheeseburger or something?
You get a cheeseburger, and you get to come back and drink with us. So, yes. Joyce, you can come too.
Absolutely.
Well, at the Sugar Shack.
So, can you let our listeners know where they can find you?
On all social medias. Okay, we'll start with Joyce.
I am, you can reach me at, oh gosh, now I'm going a complete blank. I'm on Facebook, Joyce Willis Walls. I don't have a website yet. That is to come.
Yes, it is.
Say again?
I said yes, it is.
We got less than 10 seconds because we got to go to Nate.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, on Facebook. Okay, Nate, where can the listeners check? Where can they find you?
I'm at Nate Vashti Blue Cowser on Facebook. I'm at Vashti Blue on Instagram, and you can find me at the Artist Exchange group on Facebook, and the artistexchange.com will be coming up in about 10 days.
Congratulations.
Awesome.
This is Miss J
and Miss Versatile.
And we have the Jonathan Rashawn Show coming up right now. Thank you, listeners. We'll see you later, Shackers.